やはりお前だったか、ディクソン。
おお、じいさん。1年前の戦以来だな。まだくたばってなかったとは意外意外。
寝かしてろ。
ダンバー、ディクソンってもしかして1年前の防衛戦の時の英雄？
なんだ、若い姉ちゃんもいるじゃねえか、ちゃんと。
さっきは助かりました、ダンバーさん、ディクソンさん。
いや、助けたのは俺たちじゃない。
そうだな。礼ならさっきのでけえ鳥に言うべきか。
あの巨大な鳥は一体？
霊獣テレシア。眠れる巨神を守護する霊獣。巨神の上層部に生息する怪物さ。ただな、俺たちホームスの住む仮想に降りてきたことはただの一度もないはずなんだが、妙だよな。
ほう、そういう名前なのあれは。
巨神を守護する霊獣。
ところでシュルク・ライン、この先どうするつもりだ？やはりあの黒い顔つきを追うのか？
当然さ。あいつはフィオルンの仇なんだ。
おそらくあの黒い顔つきの行く先は一つ。大剣の渓谷の先にあるガラハド号。1年前、奴らはそこに巨大な要塞を建造中だった。巨神界侵攻のための前線基地。もしその要塞が完成し稼働を始めていたとしたら、事実コロニー6やコロニー9は奴らの襲撃を受けた。
1年前の防衛戦の戦場となったあそこか。
なら話は早いぜ。その要塞とやらに乗り込んで、次こそあの黒い顔つきを。
待って、ライン。
シュルク。
その前に僕には行くべきところがある。
行くべきところってお前見たのか、またビジョンを。
ビジョン？なんだそりゃ。なるほど、そいつは便利な力だな。で、何を見たんだ？
ものすごく高い場所、巨大な塔の頂上みたいなところで戦っていたんです。あの黒い顔つきと誰かの声が聞こえて、モナドの力が解放されて、奴らの装甲もたやすく立てたんです。今のモナドで奴らと戦っても勝ち目はない。でも僕の見たビジョンが真実なら。
とねえ、それだけじゃなんともだな。
他に何か場所の手がかりになるようなものは見なかったの？
一本の角、頭だ。黒い顔つきと戦っている最中、巨神の頭が眼下に見えました。
監獄島。
監獄島？
俺も行ったことはないんだがな。巨神の頭頂部には巨大な黒い塔が立ってるって話を聞いたことがある。なんでも古種族ハイエンターが建てたものらしいぜ。
ハイエンターって伝説じゃなかったんですか？
まあそう思うのも無理はないわな。巨神上層に住む古種族ハイエンター。この巨神界には俺たちホムス以外にも姿形文化の異なるいくつかの種族が住んでいる。連中もその一つよ。
ハイエンターか。俺も噂だけなら聞いたことはあるが。
たまげるぜ、奴らの姿を見ればな。
会ったことがあるんですか？
まあな。
やっぱディクソンさんはすげえな。
今日は東、明日は西。お前ら小族子の未来を守るため、日夜秘境を求め異種族とも交流し、その文化文明を手に入れホムスの力とする。それゆえの流浪の旅よ。孤独だね。
何芝居かかってんだよ。それ単にお前の道楽だろう。相応の利得も兼ねた。
ひでえ言いようだな、ダンバン。
で本気なんだな、シュルク。
はい。
コロニーを捨て寄進兵の目の届かぬ場所を探し、皆で隠れ住む道もあるぞ。
ゾードと戦ってその凄さ、奴らの執念みたいなものを感じました。どこに逃げてもいずれ見つかります。それなら。
そうか、ならば 俺も行こう。
ダンバンさんも？
不安か？
とんでもない。心強い限りです。だよね、ライン。
ああ、
だいぶ体の調子も良くなったしな。それにそこの主戦度が作ったこの剣な、細く軽いが切れ味は抜群だ。鬼神兵の鬼戦を制することぐらいはできる。まあ梅雨払いぐらいに思ってくれるとありがたい。
そんな謙遜しないでください。
よろしく頼むぜ。
僕らの方こそ。
誰が主戦度だよ。鬼神兵の装甲から削り出した特別製だぜ。根が張って当然だろう。
だとさ。
どれ、目的地が巨神の頭頂部ってんなら上層へ登る道案内でもしてやるか。
ここはまだ巨神の下層部だ。まずは上層部に入らないとな。
その通りで、俺たちホムスの足で行くには巨神の腰から上がるしかねえ。
腰ですか？
おうよ。今いるコロニー6はちょうど巨神のここ、つまり股間だ。だからぐるっと回って腰に向かう。臨行の地、ザトール、そう呼ばれてるところだ。ついてきな。
You might have cringed when I mentioned that absolute territory joke before, but geographically and, well, I guess it's more geo-anatomically, it does kind of make sense. Anyways, hi there, I'm CyMaxD, call me Cy, or Max, whichever you prefer. And, yeah, we've got quite the party. Go into the system menu. We got our tutorial on Dunban. My talent art is Blossom Dance. Press B in time with each slash, and I can strike up to 4 times in succession. The talent gauge fills up when I auto-attack. My style is to avoid attacks, but I can do a large amount of damage. You won't see the young ones doing this. I'm more about taking the hits than dodging them. You might want to wear light equipment so you can stay quick on your feet. Dunban is... he's got a mix of archetypes from the Xeno series. There's the katana-wielding badass, which, I mean, let's be frank, it definitely suits him to a T. But he also plays, but he's also the first official dodge tank in the Xenoblade games. Because aggro is gained by dealing damage and lost by receiving it, this basically means that dodge tanks like Dunban are just inherently superior. Fortunately, Ryan has a dual role of starting as a phase tank and becoming a very potent burst attacker in the late game, so... Anyways, Ryan and I are both skilled at drawing aggro, but my technique is to perform attacks that cause heavy damage. Gems that increase your agility would be the perfect complement to your style, Dunban. Yep, going over the whole dodge tank thing. If we go into party here, you know, the reserve characters have their portraits, and we have a number of combinations. Here we see I'm sure what most people think is a pretty cool style of letting the guys from Colony 9 take the charge. Because let's be frank, even though she has some powerful healing spells, Sharla is... well, her talent art speaks volumes for her potency. Alternatively, we could switch out Ryan. Right, so we got it here. We get some healing in favor of 2 free sources of burst damage. I'm gonna do something a little more... well, I should warn you, this is probably going to cause a bit of a shock to everyone. I can tell you for a fact that we won't be fighting any Mechon for the next 2 or 3 areas, so... and besides, once we gain party member number 5, I can assure you that both Sharla and Ryan are going to be benched. Apart from side quests, because Affinity gain. Going over to arts, here we have Blossom Dance, as it mentions. Interesting interesting to note how the final attack is considered close range. Closer than the standard distance for your melee. But more importantly, we have his arts. Gale Slash. Stab an enemy quickly and inflict the bleed status. We've already seen how effective it was on his sister, inflicting bleed on enemies, so yeah, it's good. But it's actually but it also leads into one of Dunban's two major art mechanics. As you can see on the top, there are a ton of auras here, which we will be scrapping a bunch of in due course. But his other gimmick is his potential for combos. Worldly Slash, Electric Gutbuster, and one other art we've yet to see all have additional effects that trigger if used shortly after Gale Slash. It doesn't have to be an immediate press, though if you wait... I'm pretty sure the window is like 2 or 3 seconds, I could be mistaken. Yeah, but you should have enough time to make a quick reposition of this tree. Anyways, Worldly Slash. Normally it'll just reduce the physical defense of enemies, which is already a solid bonus. If used after Gale Slash, it will reduce their strength as well. The Electric Gutbuster doesn't do anything on its own normally, but will inflict break after Gale Slash. Yeah, that's kind of mean that they would lock it behind that. He also has a very good topple in the form of Steel Strike. This is part of the reason why most players will swap Ryan out for Dunban. Even though our hero home here doesn't have any days. Going on to his first of 4 auras that are available from the get-go, Peerless. This grants a strength. This doubles his strength up bus. This doubles his strength stat. Cures the entire party of the confused status, which is honestly really solid, and it also draws a bit of aggro. Not bad, not bad. Battle Eye. This forces the lock-on effect to all enemies, meaning that they can only attack him, and increases the chances of him pulling a double attack, which is basically whenever he deals an auto attack, there's a off percentage chance that you'll see 2 of them show up instead of 1, and it fills the talent gauge. Then there's Spirit Breath. Removes all debuffs that are inflicted on Dunban and grants a haste effect. Naturally, this is the one I'm going to be upgrading. Actually, wait. And then there's Serene Heart. An accuracy and evasion bonus that ends up increasing to a higher tier of value when health is low. And finally, Blinding Blossom. This is an interesting tanking technique of, one of the party members, aka Shulk and Sharla, have got too much aggro on them. I'll just take it. Just straight up absorb a set amount of aggro from them. As you can see initially, the cooldown it takes for all these aura arts to recharge is quite long, whereas the duration's pretty short. I'd say out of the 4 auras Dunban has, these 3 are probably the most effective. Spirit Breath and Serene Heart will be your staple aura, and basically you just choose whichever you like more. Haste to basically at least speed up the auto attack animations by 1.5 times their current rates, which is increased as you upgrade the art itself, or just a straight up accuracy and evasion boost that gains an emergency boost on low health. Just as a side note, if you aren't planning to control Dunban, it's best to just take one of these, whichever aura you prefer, and stick to the one. Otherwise, the AI is just going to activate one aura and then potentially cancel it by activating another before the effects expire. Bit awkward like that. Because of its importance in combos, you bet I am fully upgrading Gale Slash right from the get-go. Same with extending the duration on Worldly Slash, which is, honestly, physical defense down is really solid. Now, one thing we haven't been able to show until now is how the topple mechanic works. If you use a topple art on an enemy that's currently suffering the topple condition, the time will be extended. Unfortunately, you can't increase the actual duration by upgrading this art. With Break, I'll bring it up to the 6-second mark, so it's even with everything else. Blinding Blossom is definitely getting a full upgrade. This way, if ever Sharla and Ryan gain too much aggro, I can always just use Dumban to control that. As for equipment, Dumban's starting weapon is really interesting. As the name implies, this glaive has a very special property that allows it to damage Mechon without the need of the Monado enchant. You won't gain the flat damage bonus from the Monado enchant art on it, but it's still really solid. I totally forgot it does that cool monk samurai-ish hand wave. Also going into the fashion gear, this is what Dumban's Home Saber from all the way back during the Colony 9 incident was. Slightly different blade? No, the blade's definitely the same. Rendering and such. But the hell's different. Oh, and here's what happens when you put the light gear on the Colony Type 1 cap on Dumban's head. Not a bad eye patch. As is the case with any new party member you gain, the starting gear is leagues better than everything else you have at the time. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate how badass the Colony Type 4 gear looks on Dumban? Give or take the armwear, which is literally just a bracelet, as well as my not having any eye patches on that type. I don't know, black with red accents just looks so badass. I'll stick with the default gear though, because it is basically what I've been doing for this game. Going over to his skill tree! The Dumban initially starts prioritized with Bravery, which boosts his counterattack rate. I'm currently drawing a blank on what counterattacking is, but I'm sure I'll add a note in post-production on the info if I haven't already done so. Starting off, medium equipment as always. The next one that he's on his way to gaining is a Invincible Hero. In battle, boosts the strength when HP is at max. Warrior's Ambition increases tension after a successful battle start affinity. Overwhelming increases the aggro drawn when dealing damage. And Hero's Valor grants a HP up buff at the start of battle. A very solid skill tree to be focusing on at first, as it pretty much works on making him the dodge tank that he is, an absolute beast with dealing. Prudence is interesting. The block rates, well, not many characters aside from Ryan can do well with having a high block rate. I mean, it can work on the odd occasion that he's unable to avoid an attack, but considering Dumban's fighting style, well, let's just say crits over block rate is the way to go. As for the skills you gain from this, Sustained Spirit extends the duration of auras, which, honestly, I'm going to go for this one right away because that is just too good to pass up. Steel Protection will reduce the effects of spike attacks. We'll get to that later, when it actually becomes relevant. Outside of that one terrible aura of Ryan's. Mind of the Warrior reduces the depletion rate of the party gauge outside of battle. Lightweight Expert. This is why you want to focus on Prudence. Well, Bravery and Prudence both have equal opportunities, but improving the physical and ether defense of any light equipment worn is Well, when that tutorial said to focus on having Dunban wear light gear, oh, they weren't kidding. This skill is honestly makes him excel in everything beside. I'm going with this. And then there's critical drain. Remember what I said before about crits? Yeah. This one, it might not seem like much, but honestly, with the amount of damage he deals, even 2% is... It can get really solid by the end game. And finally, there's Wisdom. As if Dunban needed any more agility, considering he has the highest agility stat out of every playable character in the game, let's just add more. I can confirm through approximate min-maxing, you can easily get his agility up beyond 250 at the level cap. This is one of the reasons how. Anyway, Spiritual Awakening greatly increases aggro when no armor is equipped. Counter to the Lightweight Expert, this is a skill used if you want to go with, as many people love to refer to, as the Naked Dunban strategy. It's silly, mainly for laughs. I will say though, it's just an agility bonus as opposed to defenses, and it's alright in the middle of the game, but it does lose value. Once the gear you get, it's just better than having nothing at all. Twin Swords increases the chance of a double attack. Now you understand why I was considering my options between 3 ores instead of 2. And Natural Born Warrior reduces the weight of equipment. This isn't all that valuable since the weight on the equipment screen basically is just a flat reduction off of your agility stat. In this case, Dunban's true agility would be 84, but it's reduced by 5 because of his equipment weight. It's actually quite minor, almost insignificant as far as stats go. And finally, Inner Peace greatly increases agility with no armor equipped. Because, yeah, being wise apparently means conforming to nudity or something? I don't know why I just said those words. As for skill links, if you do want to go with medium armor, then yeah, combining with Sharla's works well. And as you can imagine, if there's a skill that increases your both defenses for light and middleweight gear, there's going to be a heavyweight equivalent too. Really, the only thing that I have use for, since I haven't been focusing on Shulk's intuition screen, I'd say would be... It seems a bit silly, but I'll go with the Unrelenting Spirit for now. E for Assault, why not, because I have the space for it. If we head back this way towards the smoking exit out of the mine and such... Here it slowly is. Just get it there because while we're at it, get the freight elevator location, which again, easily missed, and you can't go down this. Everything from, well, the central, yeah. As mentioned previously, you can't actually access anything from the central pit, not even the entrance. Apparently that explosion caused the whole thing to cave in. Or something. As for that hidden location, the freight elevator is considered a landmark even though it's completely off the map. JK. Huh. For all these years, I always kept misremembering Dunban's age as 28 or 30. Passing by another time attack portal, which most likely includes a new challenge or two for possibly exotic gear related to Dunban. Rather than heading south towards our next objective, I want to head up here. After all, there's another heart-to-heart, and might as well get the locations knocked out while we have them. Also, Flameantos, Lubamantos, the Pod Depot, and a new test subject for Dunban's reorganized art palette. Sheriff the Jutard. Jutard? Jutard. That sounds better. As you can see, you can't immediately chain one after the other. Dang it! I forgot it cancels out the... That's my own fault. Oh, let's get that haste back up. Don't know why they're going for the other enemies, but yeah, let's use a chain attack. Oh, that's why the vision's actually related to one of the regular Hoxes. Oh well. Up over here and find that the Colony 6 gate is still closed tightly. I'm sure we'll pick it eventually. Also, yeah, 2 hearts that we can register up here but aren't accessible for a while. Fortunately, there's this one over here. Even though it won't be for a long while yet as well. Heading along this part of the lake here and just grabbing the landmark here from the Misty Path. Now before we wrap up, I just toggle the field BGM back to the original, so you can hear the classic version of Garfield's Night Theme, as we look into Shulk and Sharla's heart-to-heart. As noted, you need to have both in the active party, so no big deal with that. After this, well, that'll be the end for this episode, so till next time, may you have a lovely day. Hey, Shulk, what's it like being able to see the future? It's kinda hard to explain. If I had to describe it, it's like I'm being made to watch a dream. A dream, huh? That's one strange power. Tell me, Sharla, what do you think of my power? What? All this time and you still don't believe me? No, that's not what I meant at all. What do you mean then? It's such an unbelievable thing. Even as I think about it now, I can't fathom how you can do it. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Actually, I kind of feel the same way. Maybe I'll never understand it. Sharla, if you could have one vision of the future, what would you want to see? It's so obviously bad. That's what you want to see? Hey, it's my vision, and it can be anything I want. Don't you have any brothers or sisters you want to know about? No, I'm an only child. And you don't know how much I worry about little Juju. If Juju ends up with the wrong girl, I'll be devastated. I'd be amazed if Juju could even land a girl, to be honest. Oh, I didn't think of that. I'm sorry, that sounds important. I'm very protective of him. Not long after we were born, we both lost our parents. I became like a mother to him. I'm slightly jealous of Juju. I wish I had someone like you looking out for me. You'll be seeing the affinity change to blue quite often. I can't stop wondering about the day the colony is back to normal. It used to be a fun, bustling place. That's the home I remember, and I want it back the way it was. Sharla, And not just that. I wonder about who's going to be by my side, enjoying it with me. Sharla? What were you gonna say? Oh, nothing. The point is, I might not have your power, but I'm going to get my home back. And I'll be there to help you. We'll fix it together. If I had your power, maybe I could have saved Colony 6. I can see why that would mean a lot to you. You might have even been able to save Gado. Yeah, but honestly, the more I think about it, the more I realize none of this could have been helped. And your power kept Juju safe. I'll always be grateful for that. Yeah, that was a close one. I'm glad we got to him in time. Otherwise, there could have been a future where Juju didn't make it. Thank goodness for your visions. If you have a vision, it means... But it doesn't work like that. Some things I can't see. Even if I do see someone dying, I might not be able to stop it. I couldn't stop what happened to Fiora. No, I suppose not. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. I could see it, just as it was about to happen. But I was still powerless to save her. I guess I misunderstood. What do you mean? The ability to have these visions, it's not without its consequences. It means you can help people, but it's a heavy burden as well. Yeah. Thank you, Sharla. I feel better from talking to you. I can't see the future, but I'm good at solving problems I can see. Talk to me about anything, anytime. I feel like a stronger person when I'm around you. That's kind of you to say. Thank you, Sharla. But... what is it? I can't see everything. Sometimes the visions are quite hazy. And even when I've seen the future, I can't always change it. Are you talking about what happened to Fiora? Yeah. I'm also worried about what's going to happen to Bionis. I've hardly been able to see anything. If only my power wasn't so limited. Don't be so hard on yourself. You've saved us how many times now? Yeah, I guess I have. Thanks, Sharla. But I still wish I could master my power a bit better. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. I'll support you all the way. I never knew it patrolled this so close to the bridge.